I have noticed that when it comes to doing videos on YouTube, just an observation, some kind of pattern forming. I noticed this, that as soon as you get big, they want to shut down your website. So I enjoy a lot of websites on YouTube. I enjoy a lot. And I can name quite a few, but I'm mostly into the religious kind of side of it and political and news. And there's lots of people doing some beautiful work online. But I notice as soon as they get big, they want to shut them down because they've got an opinion and they've got something to say. Example, right? Example. There are Hebrew Israelites online and they don't like people hearing about their own culture and history. But here's the weakness I find. Our people don't appoint people for high authority or train them. They just don't do it. So you get the Messiah, he's the highest. When it comes to the Yah Israelites, he's the highest because Son of the Almighty, he's the highest. Now you follow him, you follow the apostles, you follow the prophets and the saints of the Almighty, and you follow the Almighty himself, but through the Messiah. John chapter 1, verse 12 and 13, and John chapter 15. And then you go to Genesis chapter 1, 26 and 27. And you get the full picture right there. But when you go to the slavery part now, when they made slaves of our people, it states in the same book where those that made us slaves, they will be our slaves. That's written there. And that's it. Chapter 13 of Revelation tells you that the Roman Empire gets its information and its power and authority from Satan the devil. Chapter 13, book of Revelation. And the 666 is Mark of the Beast. Mark of the Beast being the Roman Empire. And you'll work it out, right? There's a whole heap of studying and research right there. But you'll work it out because it's history, human history. Same thing in the book. Genesis, the woman in the garden. Right? So you don't get it twisted and mixed up. Satan went to the woman and tell her a whole heap of lies. Basically he said, he's the middleman between her and the Almighty. She have to go to him for any kind of help or advice. This is the devil Satan tricking the woman. Now we all know that people die. So when Satan's busy telling her something, she's got the attitude, well, oh, you know what? I will go and do as I please. She should have checked with the man first and then checked with the Almighty second. Or checked with the Almighty first and done. But she didn't do that. She went, oh, I am too big for, I'll do my own thing. I'm too big for all this. Right. So she made up her own mind. And what did she lose? She lost everything. And what did she gain? She gained nothing. That's the history of mankind right there. We're all of us same, tainted and deceived and corrupted and all kind of nastiness by Satan, since the only one that never, ever, ever failed is the Messiah. Not one time. He never failed. So if I'm going to follow anybody, I'm going to follow him because he never failed. Everybody else has. Just him, never. Not one time. Ever. So that's who I'm following. Say what you like. That's who I'm following. He follows the Almighty. So I know I'm in good company, no matter how bad or good my life is. So here we go now, right? That's a woman in the garden, the gist of it. You can study that as well. So when it comes to this empire business, this is why the haters. If you read in Daniel chapter 2, verse 44, we are the only people that can destroy their Roman Empire. Bullshit. We're the only people that can do that. And who destroys it in the book of Daniel? The stone. Who's the stone? It's of the tribe of Judah. It's a person. And the same person started the early church. Now they reckon it like, we can't do nothing. What can them niggers do? Yeah? The Almighty calls us Israelites. They call us niggers. Right? That's slavery. Now, they do all the evil they're doing. And in the end, it come back on them. Because our power is being mashed up. But one day the Almighty will just say, well, that's it. End of mashing up their power. They're back in business. And as soon as we're back in business, now it's worries and woe for the world. Now here's a little something for every one of my people that don't know this. When the Almighty comes back and catches any of us in their camp, in the camp of any nation of this world, he will mash us up with some licks you would not believe. So we can't be in their camp at all. That's what repenting is. Come out of their devil camp and go into the camp of the Almighty. If you're not in the camp of the Almighty, by the time you come back, that's it, done, finish. That's a warning. And that's what the Bible says. Read it good. You can't be in the devil camp when he come back on his second return. What he means by coming back on his second return is warfare. He can come and go as he please, but he's telling you something. When you read in Matthew 24, that very few people will be saved alive if them days are not cut short. It's not just he's coming back. He's telling you something that he doesn't want other people to know. And I've got big mouth and I'll tell you straight. It's warfare. That's why nobody knows the day or hour. It's not just one thing, two things. It's the end of everything evil. End of. End of. That's the second coming. End of all evil. It's done. Finish. That's what it is. And it's scary because that's in everybody. Everything evil in everybody, it's the end of it. One little thought you have in your head, one little thing you have in your heart, anything you have in your mouth, evil, gone. That's it. Extreme, gone, everything. If you're not 100% with the Almighty, you're in trouble. You're going to lose part of something. You're in trouble. You're going to lose your eyes, you're going to lose your mouth, you're going to lose your hands, feet, what? What are you going to lose? You'll find out when you come back and catch you in devil camp. It's nothing scary if you like losing stuff. If you don't like losing stuff, repent and make it ASAP. See, it's easy to sort out anything. It's easy to appoint judges to help our people to repent. It's easy to fix a problem. Appoint people. Do something. Don't just talk empty talk. Train people to understand things. Train the young. Train the young to understand that the devil corruption, that's how it is in the end times. Teach the young. None of us are perfect or without sin, save the Messiah. None of us. So help each other. Follow which man? Follow the Almighty. That's me. That's basically what I've got to say. But I'll carry on because there's so much things to say. But at the end of the day, we all know right from wrong. So we can teach each other and learn. Do not quench the spirit of the Almighty. Be rich in the word of the Almighty. Such things we can say to each other. And learn and watch the Vatican with their nastiness. Because it's 100% devil, the Vatican. 100%. So go and follow the Pope and find out. 100%. Don't have that same devil spirit. Don't have that spirit of corruption. Do not have all them evil doorway, evil spirits. Don't do it. Have faith, continence, power, patience, simplicity, innocence, chastity, cheerfulness, truth, understanding, concord, and charity. And then have also wisdom and the names of the Messiah and the names of the Father. Do that instead of following people. Follow the Almighty in his ways, his values, his value system, his kingdom, his holy laws. Follow the Almighty. Be holy, for I am holy, said the Almighty. Have faith and works. Don't be scared of these people. You don't need their permission to do anything. You need the permission of the Messiah and the Father. That's the permission you need, and that's it. Don't need to go to no man. Be true to what you know and believe and keep to yourself if you're on a secret mission. Don't tell nobody. They're not to know. It's none of their business. Remember the Psalms. One time, yeah, let me show you a little something. One time, a quick thing now, yeah, quick. One time, I'm in a jailhouse and reading a magazine. And some magazine, it's like Christian and Muslim magazine thing. And one time, boy, I'm reading it and get to this page where this man's boasty, he say, I can't remember his name, Arabic name, and he say he's the biggest cleric in Islam. Biggest scholar, bigger than anybody. And boasty, I said, all right, no problem. Carry on reading. I get to the end of it and I say, oh, he's making a challenge. And he put 10 grand to the challenge. I said, yeah, 10 grand? Boy, I could do it a quick 10 grand right now. So we said, all right, watch. I read it again to get it clear. And he said he will challenge anybody in the world that they will not find no discrepancies or contradictions in the Quran. Anybody will challenge. And the man boasting her ass. I said, okay, no problem. So open up my Quran. Come have a whole heap of books. Open up my Quran at that time and read the part where it said, we gave King David the original Psalms. And I read other things like that, where it's making a claim that we gave the original or something in the Quran. So I read it, write it all out, put it in a letter, give him. And then I read what's in the Bible and I said, right, well, let me just give him the two and ask him a question. You know, just a simple question. Don't give him everything because I don't want to overload him. Just one question. So I thought, you know, I found quite a few things, but I said, you know what, just the one question, just to see if he can answer that first and send him a next letter later. Anyway, I write out the bit in the Psalms and I write out the bit in the Quran. Surah and verse and everything in the Quran and everything in the Psalms about the Messiah being the Son of the Almighty. Now, Muslims don't believe that. So I said, I need to see these original Psalms that you give to King David so I know how it go. So anyway, it's the same time about Salman Rushdie in the UK. Satanic verses. It's about that time I write this letter to this man and he boasting her ass. Big and boasting. And I said, all right, I'm only asking him a question. I don't want to stress the little boy too much. You know what I mean? I'm calling him a little boy because he never give me my 10 grand for number one. Still waiting for that. Anyway, he don't realize when you write a letter in jailhouse, they read it first before they seal it and send it off. So they read my letter and they read his reply. His reply was, he's going to get a fatwa and put it on me. Fatwa? I can't even pronounce my words good, you know. But if I say jihad, I don't say it right. And it sounds like fat boy. I'm talking about fat club and fat this and fat that. But anyway, he said he's going to put a fatwa on me. Where's my 10 grand? That's what I write the letter for in the first place. To this day, that little punk don't give me my 10 grand yet, you know. That's an example about, you know what? I don't even want to say it and repeat it, but if that man have my 10 grand, give me my 10 grand, you little punk. Where my money there? About your big cleric. You know who you are because it's Salman Rushdie times. And I'm vexed. I want me 10 grand about your challenge people. Where my money? Bumble. I don't know what's wrong with these people still, you know. Make a big challenge and can't back it up and put the money down. Anyway, I wish I still had the letter to show you. But I'm the guy that he said he's going to put fatwa on for asking a question. A question. Me done right there. So I ain't got no time for no religion again. Joke business. What's it? Clever, invented stories. That's what I call religion. Clever, invented stories. Why is that? Because the Almighty said he had no other dealings with any other nation but the Israelites. That's why. Keep your religion. I'll keep what the Almighty say. He said he don't know none of you. It's written in the Bible. Now, if you can't answer a simple question, how am I going to believe you know anything? Ask me anything you like. If I can answer it, I'll answer it. If not, I can't answer it. But I ain't going to threaten you for not being able to answer something. And there's a whole heap of black people like that. Sellouts, traitors, covenant breakers. You know, them kind of people. And they're the same. Can't trust nobody these days. Everybody seems to be hell-bent on being satanic. And plenty of it. So anyway, that's me. Right? Me done. Right? I've got plenty to say, but boy, me done. Anyway, that's all I got to say, really. So, anyway, people, keep the faith. And don't worry about getting old. And what? This month, 59. And people complain about my beard colour. Like they got nothing else better to do. One or two people. Because I'm 59 this month. 16th of December. Complaining about my beard too black. Okay. That's important to certain black people in Leicester, UK. Well, anyway, what can I say? Yeah? What can I say? So So how it go now is like this. I wish everybody all the best, but don't be taken in by any of these false religions, false preachers, and devil merchants, and devil rich and devil minded, and all the rest of it, of satanic 666 bullshit. Don't be taken in by none of it. Just know yourself and know the Almighty. And know this about the Almighty, yeah? He has an endless realm. He alone creates holy light in that endless realm. And then he has foundations of creation. And then he has the new heavens and the new earth. And then all his works. That's the Almighty. That's how big him is. Big. His endless realm is pitch black. Don't listen to these people talk about moon, stars, and sun, and Venus, and Mars, and this and that and the other. The Almighty have a real estate. Endless. If him dash people outside the creation, it's pitch black. And you can feel it. No top, no bottom, no sides. Endless space. Endless realm. Yeah, if you ever see it, you have to fly through it quick. Use your mind, and you need the power of the Almighty. Number one. Right? So the Almighty know all this. And I'm just saying it, not showing off, because it's his business, not mine. I struggle to have a wash in a bath. Right? A lot of the time. And I struggle with a lot of things. So I'm just telling you a little bit something about the Almighty so you hear it from the original people. Now, if I don't know nothing, and you check that for yourself and find out, it's the same thing like the Messiah. How tall is he? He's a tall man. If you ever see him, he's long. When I say long, he's long. You have to look up like you're looking up at a tree. He's long. You see your front door? That's too small for him to walk through. You see all these buildings with big high doors? Because they know what size can come in them doors. Check how wide they are. Check how tall the doors are. Always look at that, because there's always something that can go through that door that size. And they worship it. When it's the Vatican, it's Satan. When it's a camp of the Almighty, like the temple, it's the Messiah or the Father. You hear that? Now the temple mash up. But they have the Vatican up and running. So then you have the temple, the body, the temple. And then you have a physical building, temple. Well, the Almighty Spirit is within people that believe. So I'm going to stop right there, yeah? You believe, you know what I'm talking. The wise will understand and the foolish will not understand. So I'm done right there. Yeah, blessings to everybody. Yeah, Israel, keep the point. Shalom.